Hello, my name's Tom, but I'm also known as the Flat-Capped Photographer. Today I'm heading out on another Yorkshire Photo Walks Recce trip. Here at Yorkshire Photo Walks we provide expert photography tuition on short walks through inspirational Yorkshire locations. Having said that, the locations that I'm recceing today are quite close, if not just over the border into Lancashire. So I was wondering whether I should bring my passport with me today, but I'm winging it and seeing if I'll be able to get away with it. So join me as we explore the West, North Yorkshire and slightly Lancashire Pennines, as I recce some locations that I've been tipped off about, and also some that I've thrown into the mix there myself as well. If you know about some photo walk locations that you think might be good for us to have a look at, then don't forget to share them with us either in the comments on this video or via social media. So, without further ado, let's crack on and get these photo walks recce'd. So I've just made it to my first photo walk recce location of this trip. The Yorkshire border is just up that way, only a few metres, so I'm sure we'll be able to get away with this one. It looks a bit fresher and breezier out there than it has done over the last few days and months, so I'll just get a bit suited and booted, ready for the conditions, and I'll take you to have a look. This quirky little structure is known as the Atom Panopticon. It has a really good vantage point over the valley behind and Pendle Hill, which looms in the distance. Personally, I think it'll make a really good quirky location for a photo walk, because not only can you get really interesting shots of the structure itself, you can also come inside and use these wonderful circular windows to frame elements of the landscape beyond. When you're in a location where you are taking photographs looking through things, like whether it be windows or doorways or tunnels, then my top tip is to approach them from an angle. So instead of getting that very flat looking photograph, you add depth not only to the photograph but also to the thing and structure that you're photographing as well. So I think I'm going to have a little wander around here, take a few shots which I'll share with you at the end of the video, and then I'll make my way a short distance into the valley behind me to my next photo walk recce location. Well, this is my next photo walk recce location, and it's another quirky one. I was recommended to come here by one of my fellow photo walkers, saying that I'd find lots of diverse subject matter, and they certainly weren't wrong. Not only have we got the ruined hall behind me here, we've also got a lovely river that flows through with really photogenic bridges crossing it. The time of year that I plan to do a photo walk here will be the autumn, and when all of the surrounding woodland is in all those beautiful autumn colours, I think it'll make it even more special. The name of this place is Collar Country Park. I'm going to continue to have a look around and again take a few photographs that I'll share with you at the end of the video. Then I'm going to hit the road and I'll take you to the next recce location of the day. So I've just pulled up at my next photo walk recce location and I'm actually going to meet the person who drew my attention to this location, my very good friend and fellow photo walker Matthew. So join us as we go and have a look around and see what we can find. This is known as the Graffiti Train, but unfortunately it's not looking likely that I'm going to be able to do a photo walk here just because the access isn't brilliant and it's a bit of a health and safety issue with all the glass that's lying around and things. But I'm really glad that Matthew put me in touch with it. I'm going to take some photographs anyway and show you around, and then we'll make our way on to our next location. Another blustery shower has just passed through and we've arrived at our next location. And the person that named this place obviously had a very good imagination. It's called Big Stone. And it's the largest of 4 stones in this local area. And it's really quite quirky once again. Somebody's carved some steps into it, not that they go very far, they just go up to the top. But from the top you get fantastic views across to the Yorkshire Three Peaks. I think that it will work as a little photo walk because there's lots of interest around here. You've got fantastic landscape views and you've got the rock as well as a bit of interest, and also those quirky little steps as well. When you do come to a location like this, my top tip is always use a focal point. Now this rock is a fantastic focal point to use just to break up the distance between the landscape and that focal point itself, so the distance doesn't look too far. So I'm going to have another look around, take some photographs, and then it'll be time to move on once again. So we've reached our final destination of this recce trip, and to be honest it's another quirky one. We can't be accused of not being unique here at Yorkshire Photo Walks. It's quite industrial and the weather's looking quite okay now. The sun's come out and hopefully we should be able to get a few interesting shots. So let's go and take a look. is the impressive Dryrigg Quarry. We're well and truly back in Yorkshire now, which feels really good. But to be honest, some of the locations that we visited earlier that were just over the border are going to be well worth visiting and putting on the Yorkshire Photo Walk schedule. So look out for those in the not too distant future. I think this one will work really well as a sort of industrial landscape photo walk. It is a working quarry, but there are two viewpoints on either side of it, so you get quite impressive views across the wide expanse of this industrial landscape. My top tip for you in places that do have a lot of scale to them is to crop in. It might seem a bit silly when you want to get everything in to show off how big it is, but by cropping in and picking out little details and ignoring the sky and other details around, it really does show off the scale of what it is that you're photographing. We've packed in a lot of locations today, so as I say, keep an eye out on the Yorkshire Photo Walk schedule for those appearing in the not too distant future. If you haven't yet subscribed to the Yorkshire Photo Walk's YouTube channel, then please do so. You can also keep up to date with all of our latest news and photo walk photographs on Facebook and Instagram. And don't forget to look at our latest photo walk schedule at yorkshirephotowalks.com. I'm going to leave you now with a few shots of everything that I've visited today, and I hope to see you again in the not too distant future. Thank you very much for watching.